What's going on, everybody? Another gloomy day out here in the Sunshine State, man. Let's talk about a little bit of our hours of service. Yes, hours of service. You're in the trucking industry, my CDL holders, you know what hours of service is. You have 70 hours a week to perform your duties with 11 hours of drive time and 14 hours on duty status. Oh, what does that mean? Okay, well, what does that mean is you have 11 if you do a lot of driving or whatnot. You have 11 hours to drive to your destination with a 14-hour clock. So basically, you have say for instance, to get to your destination. Sorry for the airplane. I live by an airport. To get to your destination, if it takes you 8 hours, right, of drive time, you have 11 hours. So when you get to your destination, you will have 3 hours left on your drive time, right? 3 hours left on your drive time. Remember that, all right? And you will have 11 hours left on your 14. So as you pull up to the shipper, turn your paperwork, they tell you what dock to back into, you back into the dock. As you back into the dock, you're waiting to be unloaded, or loaded. So your clock is still running. So as you start that clock, it's still running. Now, you can stop the clock, go off duty, but your drive time will not be calculating because you're not moving. So, really. So, all right. So you get to the shipper. You're in the door. You're waiting. Remember, you've already shaved off 8 hours onto your drive time, and you shaved off 8 hours. No, my bad. No, you shaved off 8 hours of your 14 hours. So as you're sitting there waiting, right, you're watching your clock. And if it takes 2 hours to be loaded, all right, so as you get done loading, you're like, okay, I got an hour of drive time left, but I still have all these hours left on my 14, so I'm good. To get to that hotel or get to my next destination, maybe a truck stop or whatnot, it's 3 hours. No, it don't work that way. You don't have 3 hours of drive time left. You only have 1 hour of drive time. So before you leave, you must plan your trip. Or what's the next hotel? Or what's the next truck stop? Because I only have 1 hour to drive to that truck stop. Even though I do have numerous hours left on my 14. No, the 14 is basically on duty status. You being on duty. You can be on duty for 14, but you can only drive for 11. All right? Remember that. What I said? You be on duty for 14, but you can only drive 11. Once you have depleted that 11-hour clock, and it says 00, no matter how many hours you have on your 70, how many hours you have on your on duty status, you can no longer drive again. That's the same thing. If you're running if you're not driving, right? Now, say you're not driving, you are maybe a helper. You log in. Now you're running your on-duty clock. Your on-duty clock is 14 hours. Now you're running your on-duty clock. You got 14 hours. I got 14 hours to stay on duty to work. Once my 14 hour is depleted, I'm done working. I can't work anymore because I have no hours. We have to make sure that we're managing our hours. Same thing when it comes to the 70-hour rule. Okay, you have once you start your week, whether it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, whatever, you have 70 hours to work. Once that 70 is depleted, You're done. Now you need a 34-hour reset in order for that 70 hours to reset to 70. So I know a lot of times when you read the handbook, you'll hear that, okay, once you go on duty, from the time you go on duty to the time you go off duty, you need 10 hours rest in order to come back to work. That's right. But once that 70 hour is done, it doesn't matter if you have 10 hours rest because that 70 hours is depleted. I'm going to give you a little example here. Last week, right? Well, week before last. Week before last, I worked one extra day. So my schedule is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, off Thursday, work Friday, off Saturday, Sunday. Well, week before last, I worked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I worked all 5 days. Saturday, I went out by myself because my partner called in, so my route's a little longer. So that Saturday, I got off at 8 in the morning. I think it was 8:30 in the morning. And I'm off all day Saturday. I'm off Sunday. And I return back to work on Monday. So by the time I return back to work Monday, I had already, my 34 will be complete. And when I start Monday, I got a full, fresh 70-hour clock. Well, I got a phone call on Sunday afternoon, asking me, am I able to come to work to run an extra day because they were short staffed. This was on Memorial Day Eve, the day before Memorial Day. I said, yeah, sure, why not? So I started work at 5 p.m. Now, mind you, I got off at 8 a.m. on Saturday, turned back around and went back to work 5 p.m. on Sunday. So, not managing my hours. Worked all day Sunday. Yeah, so my bad. I worked all day Sunday. Worked all day Sunday. Got off Monday morning. Came home, slept, got my 10-hour reset. I did my route. Worked all day Monday. Boom. Got off Tuesday morning. Boom. Go home, did my 10-hour reset. Boom. I come back Tuesday. I started Tuesday afternoon. I worked all day Tuesday. Wednesday morning, I got done my route on my way back. It's an hour and a half back to DC. As I pull into the yard to get checked in, I realized my clock said 000, but I looked on my drive time, it said 1 hour and 50 minutes. On my 14, it said 6 hours and 50 minutes. I'm like, what the heck is going on? I'm like, yo, something's going on with my e-log. So I go back and look. I was, I depleted my 70. Remind you. Now, remember what I just said. I worked Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday morning, I got off and not realizing my 70 was depleted. So what I should have not done, two things. One, when they called me on Sunday, I should have told them, no, I would love to work, but I can't because I haven't had a 34-hour reset and my 70 hours are very low. Two, I should have never went to work on Tuesday. I should have told them, hey, I need a 34-hour reset. Now, the bad thing about it is, okay, if I would never wanted to work on Tuesday, now I'm missing a day of work. So now I'm gonna have to be off all day Tuesday, and most likely all day Wednesday. Those are 2 days of pay I'll miss out on. No, I didn't do that. So I got back and I said, oh man, I told Supervisor, I said, you gotta take me off the schedule tonight. He's like, why? I said, I have no hours, no 70 at all. Took me off. So as I log off on Wednesday morning at 4:49 a.m., my 70 will not reset until I think 3-something Wednesday afternoon. Now I can work Wednesday night or whatnot, but by then So I sat down. No, my bad. I'm sorry, my bad. When I got back Wednesday morning at 4:49, my hours did not reset until Thursday afternoon at, I think, 3 something. So I'm like, man, I missed a day of pay because why? I did not manage my hours. All I was thinking about is chasing that bag, working that extra day. I said to myself, this week I'm going to work 6 days, so I'm going to make an extra $250 on top of the 2 other routes that I ran. Oh, beautiful check. But no, but I didn't manage my hours. Now I lost a day of pay. So I got lucky. I was able to use a personal day for the Wednesday. My Wednesday route that I missed. Thursday, they needed help. They called and asked me what I would like to run Thursday night. By then, I said yeah, because I knew my 70 hours would replenish or whatnot, and it did. So I got to work at 6 p.m. on Thursday. As I logged in, my 70 hours reset. So I worked all day Thursday, and I worked Friday. I got off this morning. Hey, I'm good. Now I don't go back until Monday. So whatever hours I use on my 70 from it replenishing on Thursday, it's gonna replenish again on Sunday. Unless if I work again tomorrow, my hours still run. So you have to make sure, and I'm guilty of this, to make sure that you are not putting yourself in a bad position that you're depleting your 70 because 1, you're missing out on Monday, and 2, you can depending on where you work at, there can be some disciplinary action getting written up, being that you're out of your 70, because I don't know when I was out of my 70. You know what I'm saying? So you have to make sure, please, my CDL holders, please, men and women, make sure you are watching your 70, because your supervisor, manager, whoever, they're going to call you when they need you on your days off. And it's up to you to be like, nah, I can't make it because I don't have any hours. Do not get in that truck and drive that truck because you want that money or whatnot and not look at your hours. Because if you out there with no hours and you get caught either by DOT or get into a accident, whether if it's your fault or not, you're going to be the one to blame. Your company is not going to be there and be like, yeah, you know what, officer, judge, give them a break because we're the ones that called him or her in to do us a favor. Nah, be smart. So, hey, be smart. Don't let these companies pressure you into working on your days off when you know that your hours are very low. Now, if your hours ain't low and you know you're gonna be able to run that extra day plus your routes, yay, so be it. But if you know you're gonna run that extra day, and your next 2 days you were supposed to run your route and you can't because you have depleted your 70, it was pointless. So guys and girls, please, hours of service is very important. And do not, I repeat, do not try to finesse the system. Starting your job, driving all the way to your shipper, off duty, just to save your hours so you can turn around and make it to another shipper so you can get another load. Do not put yourself in that situation where something happens, now you're screwed. Because I'm gonna guarantee if you get pulled over by DOT and they ask you for your logs for the next 7 days, and you pull up your logs and you can't verify, not only are you gonna get put out of service, but you might lose your job from your company because you're falsifying your logs. Let's be smart out here. Come on now. If you gotta falsify your logs to make extra money, that means you need to go back to a drawing board. Your lifestyle is too high. All right? We gotta be smart out here. We are what they call professional drivers. And we cannot be professional drivers if we're out here doing crap like that, trying to beat the system. Driving to your first stop or maybe to your shipper off the clock because you're trying to save those hours. Don't do it. I'm telling you, there's not one company out there that's going to save you when something happens. When they realize, when they pull your logs, because best believe your company can pull your logs. When they pull your logs and they see that, oh shoot, what? Hold on. Joe drove 5 hours to the shipper and it's showing that he or he wasn't on the clock. Don't do it. You're going to embarrass yourself, along with embarrassing the company, because they're going to be like, man, what kind of operation you got going here? You're not managing your guys' logs? So please, come on, guys and girls. Stop trying to beat the system, because eventually it's going to come to the light and something's going to happen and you're going to screw yourself. You work very hard to get your CDL. Don't do nothing to where you're going to lose it. Maybe for a month or 2, 6 months, or maybe for life. All right? Like, subscribe. Let me tell you something, man. Let's get out here for those, I'm going to say it again, for those guys and girls that don't know what they want to do with their life, trying to figure out. Download CDL Prep. Go to your Apple store. Go to your Android store. Study for that permit. Go get that permit. Do your research. Find a nice, cheap, affordable school. Get your CDL. And get in somebody's truck. Get your experience. And then go from there. And as you get your experience, as you're driving someone's truck, right? Figure out what you want to do long run. If you want to do trucking the rest of your life, figure out if that's what you want to do. You want to stay with that company, or you want to get into some type of industry, whether if it's food service, LTL, or you like doing over the road, or you maybe want to do owner-operator. Do your research before you step out here. All right? Don't let nobody tell you that trucking is dead, trucking is crap. We look down on truckers. No. Do what you have to do to provide for you and your family. All right? I'm out here. Peace.